That's worrying. There we go. It loaded in eventually. Took a second to find where where my ACC screen was. Sorry about that little lag there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to season 11 of the Rookie Wednesdays. We are here at round 3 in Suzuka. Just come to the end of free practice 2. A slightly different schedule tonight. Some of you may have noticed, the eager-eyed among you, as we are running a different format here this evening. What we're doing is middle of the season, so we decided let's do a reverse grid race where we sort out qualifying before everything else. So the top 10 from each class last race were put onto a spin wheel and randomised for the grid of this week's race, which means that in about 30 seconds I'm going to load into a grid that I haven't got a clue about, and I'm going to try to read off all 32 names during the 3-minute wait period. We'll see how that one goes. Good evening, Lantern mate, how are you doing? Welcome along in the YouTube chat. If you are over on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button. Let the algorithm kind of let everyone else in the racing world know that you're enjoying what we're doing over here, because if you're enjoying it, that means other people who watch sim racing are going to enjoy it, and YouTube will suggest it to them. If you're over on Twitch, make sure to say hello as well. I hope everyone who is watching on either platform is having a great evening. Please do let me know. Feel free to say hello in the chat and interact with me. I like talking to people, so nothing wrong with that. Matt Picorni, currently fastest man on track, 201.6 in that 450 Toga Racing Academy Lamborghini. Only by 0.04 of a second though ahead of Mitch Stratton, that is, in the 419 Lamborghini. In fact, it's Lamborghinis all in the top 4. Hello, Lamborghini resurgence is on. I say that, there's a lot of very fast drivers who have been doing these races and winning these races, finishing in the top 5 of these races, who haven't bothered to set a lap time in this free practice 2 session. So, you know, take all the times here with a little pinch of salt. As I think there's only... he's just about to finish a lap. And here we go, to the grid. Oh god, I've got to be quick now. Drive. Right, here we go. Grid. Grid. Here we go. So this is all preset, all of this grid stuff. This is going to be beautiful, watch this. So starting P1 in the AM class is Stefano Dosso in that M4R Squadra Corsa number 83 Ferrari. Then next up we've got Hammer in the 911 Porsche. Very, very nice car there. Not loaded in yet in P3 is Alessandro Panatti. That's going to be an issue for him. He will want to be looking to get loaded in before too much longer. Next up is Tyus in the... oh no! Why are you there and not here? This is weird. This is the 777 car that should be here, because that's Panatti. Oh well, moving on. Tyus in the number 4 Lamborghini is up next, starting in P4. Then it's the number 12 Ferrari of Oscar Pratt. Did I just say Ferrari for Tyus? I meant Lamborghini, my bad. Then it's the 99 of Fateh Kea, multiple-time race winner here so far. Number 333, that's Wiesenberg, starting in P7. Then we've got Chris Mouchard in the number 11 McLaren, starting in P8, followed by the number 59 of Gabriel Schmidt, the CRF Racing Team driver, starting in P9. Next up is Reem Viss, in the 223 McLaren, starting P10, followed by the number 180 of Matt Ausch, starting in P11. Next up is the 603, that's Dobson, starting in P12. Then it's Matt Picorni in the number 450 Lamborghini, that Toga Racing Academy livery, looking very, very nice, I must say. Then it's the number 86, that's another CRF car. That one is going to be... oh, Martin Varga, hello, someone's just dropped down off their jacks. Then it's the number 34 car. Here we go. I'm starting to run out of rows now. Malipard in the number 34 Ferrari, followed by the 23 of Tegas, starting in 15th and 16th respectively. The 707 of Gendrini is followed by the 58. Hello, you're not normally 58, are you? You're normally 59. 58 of... oh dear, everything's going wrong now. 58 of Kevin Pekiri. This is far less good than when Hayden did it last time, so I'm going to stop doing it now because it's all going wrong. We'll just do it the old way. Where did we get to? Kevin Pekiri, here we go. Then it's Pataciola starting... Oh no. Here we go, the BMW number 65 starts in P19, followed by Nikolai Horkov in the number 100 Ferrari starts P20. Then it's going to be Konstantin Somov starting P21 in the 853 McLaren, followed by Bas Overdijk in the number 93 Mustang starting P23. Aidan Furby in the number 44 Ferrari starts 23rd, with Thomas Stanek in the Barwell Motorsport number 91 Lamborghini starting 24th. Then it's Nick Liucci in the number 17 Ferrari starting 25th, with Darrell Longaname in the number 50 Aston Martin, one of very few Aston Martins on the grid this evening, starting P26. Mitch Stratton in the 419 Lamborghini starts P27, with Philip Powell in the Team Slow number 69 Aston Martin starting 28th. It's then Chris Timms in the Looney Tunes Racing number 68 Aston Martin starting P29. Then Jacob Greisel in the Williams FW26 number 72 BMW, which livery has not worked, rather annoyingly. Number 808 Toga Academy of Paul Mancunian starts 31st. Beautiful, beautiful Lamborghini again there. And then Dave Bouts rounds out the grid, 32nd in the 778 Ferrari. So yeah, something a little bit different. Drivers you wouldn't necessarily expect to see at the very front of the grid are in fact at the very front of the grid. But it should make for just a little bit more of an entertaining race. So yeah, welcome in one and all. Round number 3. Should be a good one, I can tell you that much for free. Suzuka, obviously, one of the best circuits of all time for any kind of racing. There is not a... I don't reckon there is a single class of racing that you could put on this track that wouldn't work well, apart from probably like stock cars like NASCAR. Anything else... Yeah, it's just an absolute wonder to race here. Proper fun. In fact, I reckon even a NASCAR would be pretty fun around here if it was like the Le Mans spec Camaro ZR1s. That'd be well fun. Because horsepower and downforce, baby. Anyone wanting to get any predictions in tonight? Here we go, coming down the back straight towards 130R. It's not going to be long until these drivers are being told to line up in their 2x2 formation ready for the race start. I have a funny feeling. Am I streaming on TikTok as well, or is that a thing that only Hayden does? Should we find out? Because I know that Restream can go to TikTok as well, and I definitely don't have the chat open if we are streaming on TikTok. No, we're not. That makes my life easier. Anyway, here we go. Getting ready to get going. Stefano in that M Ferrari Squadra Corse number 83 machine. Let's hope we can have a cleaner race than the last few weeks here. The green light isn't until late down here. It's just as we're going under this next bridge where the actual start-finish line is. It's not here, it's the next green light. There we go. Green light is lit and we are away. Stefano Dosso holding the lead possibly into turn 1, or is it? It might be. Joe Hammer around the outside. It's not going to be. Stefano Dosso holds the lead up the inside through turns 1 and 2. It's Fatih Kaya that is dropping back down the order a little bit. Gone from, I think, 4th or 5th. Well down the order. The number 808 is round. That is Paul Mancunian. Oh, that's rough for Paul. So it's Tyus up to 3rd ahead of Panatti in the 777. Fatih Kaya has fallen down the order in the 99 RPM Racing Esports car there. That's unfortunate for him, as Gabriel Schmidt has gained a position on Mouchard. There's all sorts of moves going on back here, as Martin Varga, having switched the Porsche away from the Honda, has got up ahead of Dobson. Oh, big send there on Dobson. That is going to be Malipard that's just made that move. GT3 Netherlands car, number 34 Ferrari, up into P12. And Dobson now going to have to try and defend from Gendrini. I think Gendrini is going to get ahead here. Indeed he does in that Porsche. Into the spoon curve. And that is Dobson from 11th to 14th in about 4 corners there. Very, very unfortunate section of the track there for him. Wiesenberg getting past Fatih Kaya as well. So it's just continuing to go wrong here. Malipard gets past Martin Varga, and now Varga's going to have to watch out from behind for another Porsche going on the attack. I have a funny feeling that one's not going to work out. Indeed it doesn't. Porsche goes round, doesn't hold his brakes, and there is chaos at the final chicane here. Cars going round all over the place. And the big loser in all of that was Matteo Gendrini in that Esport GP Italia number 707 Porsche, whose livery hasn't loaded. I #love awesome sim racing. Torsten Matusz here has fallen down the order as he gets overtaken by Nikolai Horkov, as Martin Varga looks to get back on level terms, back to where he was earlier on, but unfortunately it's quite a long way to go for these guys. Jasper Wesenberg getting past Oscar Pratt as well, and Fatih Kaya has, I think, had an off-track moment, falls from 7th to 9th in just one corner, possibly going through the grass in the kink from Dunlop Curve down into the Dednias. Alessandro Panatti alongside Tyus, almost. Not anymore, it doesn't look like. Chasing into the spoon curve. Does the Porsche driver think about the outside or the inside? It's going to be the inside. It's there on the brakes. Up the inside at the spoon curve. Room left and spun by the number 4 car. Tyus, I don't think, is going to wait here. And now this could get interesting. It's going to be Jasper Wesenberg up next to get past Tyus, or is it Oscar Pratt? It's Oscar Pratt, my bad. Then it's going to be Jasper Wesenberg behind him, not through 130R, surely not through 130R. Up the inside for Jasper Wesenberg, it is at 130R, and he's made the move work in the Ferrari. Beautiful move from Jasper Wesenberg there. And who's that? Is that the leader? That's Stefano Dosso. Stefano Dosso has had a moment at 130R, and that means that Jodok Hammer is now in the lead in the Austrian Apex Alliance car, 2.5 seconds back to Oscar Pratt in the number 12 Ferrari. And Gabriel Schmidt down to P7 as well, having lost out to, I believe, Panatti. No, not Panatti. Fatih Kaya and Chris Mouchard fighting down towards turn 1 as well. Mouchard up the inside on the brakes. Beautiful move, decisive move there in the Terminator McLaren livery, which I think is supposed to be a little bit of a throwback to the iconic 90s livery of the McLaren MP44 and MP45s, which I'm absolutely here for. Fatih Kaya still looking for a way back in. Fatih, I believe, possibly currently the leader in the standings. I'd have to get on the sim grid and double check that. Which I can do, but I'm not going to do right now. because there is still a lot of on-track action going on here as Fatikaya hits Chris Mouchard in the hairpin. I think it's all been recovered. Indeed it has, but it opens up the door for Malipard to get past Reemvis, but not this time. I think Alec Reemvis is going to keep ahead in the Inception Racing 223 McLaren. Indeed he does. Martin Varga fighting now with Nikolay Orkov for P14. Trying to get back up into that top 10 is Martin Varga in the Porsche, having made the move from the Honda, lost all of his championship points. And Chris Mouchard definitively ahead of Martin Varga now. And Fatikaya is going to have to start looking out from behind because... Oh, Fatikaya going around the outside at 130R and now looking up the inside of Stefano Dosso, possibly. Indeed he does. Almost goes off track. Stefano Dosso rejoins. Looks like he's kept the position there, but he might lose it now on the straight to this Porsche Fatikaya, who's gotten past Chris Mouchard for P8. Sorry, not P9. Stefano Dosso half defending to the inside. Fatikaya still closing. Is it on the brakes? It is on the brakes. Oh, and there's going to be chaos here. Stefano Dosso goes off. I don't think there's any positions lost, but there's still a lot of cars everywhere on track. Malipard looking to get past Reemvis. Not 3 wide into here. That's never going to work, and it doesn't. Surprise, surprise. And that is Malipard spinning, and that's Reemvis collecting Dobson on the rejoin. And now there's a stationary Ferrari of Malipard in the middle of the first of the S's. This isn't going to go well. Multiple cars through there. And Reemvis still losing positions, but not as many as poor Dobson. He's come out all the way down in, what's that, P24? Off. There's a lot of positions lost there. Malipard getting back past Mataush. And I tell you what, we told these guys that we were looking for some cleaner racing, and as of yet, that's yet to prevail. Right, let's hope that everything might chill out for a short time now. Bas Oberdijk getting past Thorsten Matausch as well. Another of the Austrian Apex Alliance drivers. As Tegas gets past Stefano Dosso. The way he was off track there would suggest to me that that was a relatively late move from Simone Tegas in that TS Sport number 23 car. I have a funny feeling that our stewarding team is going to be relatively busy at the moment, because there has not been a particularly noticeable calming in the amount of incidents that we're getting, as I think Thomas Stanek having issues here in the Barwell Motorsport Lamborghini. No, it looks like he's gotten it going again without too much time lost. Is there going to be a move here from Nikolay Orkov into turn 1? He goes to the outside, and I mean, there wasn't really much room there from Stefano Dosso. And then he continued to close the door. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Number 93 of Bas Oberdijk now getting past Tine Malipard as well. Oh, Malipard really pushing. And forces the mistake from Bas Oberdijk and gets back through for P13. The pressure through the S's working out for the Ferrari driver there, but he then drops it into the grass, and Bas Oberdijk is going to get straight back through, back to P13 again. These two swapping positions, left, right and centre. Meanwhile, Martin Varga has gotten past Nikolay Orkov, who had just struggled to get past Stefano Dosso into turn 1. And the gap at the front is coming down. It's almost down to within a second. We're not quite there yet, but there's going to be a lead battle before too much longer. Oscar Pratt consistently faster than our leading car of Hammer. Fatikaya might go for a move here on Gabriel Schmidt. Tries to line it up on the inside, doesn't quite get there. Looks for the move anyway. Gabriel Schmidt goes off track. Rejoins, I don't think there's much time gained there. Maybe a tenth or two, but nothing major. Chris Mouchard is round in the chicane. That's going to be a lot of positions lost. Don't rejoin onto the racing line because it's going to cause everyone else to have to go crazy. Oh, somehow Chris Mouchard has got away with that, but that was a very dangerous rejoin directly onto the racing line there. Should have waited for a bigger gap to make that move, really. And he's down to 14th, which means that Martin Varga is now back into the top 10 as he had hoped he would be. Although not for long, as he's forced out wide, coming through turn 1 and drops down to 13th. As that's Nikolay Orkov, who's got ahead of Stefano Dosso. Next in the queue is Bas Overdijk. How does one join something like this? Well, if you are a new driver to sim racing, what you can do is you can head over to thesimgrid.com. What you'll do once you're there is you'll hit the little hosts tab, and TOGA Motorsport is the second one there. You'll see a whole bunch of events on the page. You'll want to scroll down until you find Rookie Wednesday Season 11. The registrations should be completely open. I don't think there are many spaces, but there should be one or two. And what you'll do is you'll create a registration there. You'll then join the TOGA Motorsports Discord server, and you'll be able to take part in these Rookie Wednesday races. And the gap is down at the front; it's below a second now. And Oscar Pratt has been bringing Wiesenberg with him. It's 10 seconds for Aidan Furby. Here we go. The penalty's starting to pour through now. I would expect the floodgates have been opened by race control, and we're going to see a lot of penalties coming in relatively thick and fast. Gabriel Schmidt and Fatih Kaya side by side. Is there going to be room left for a little bit of contact there, but nothing much I don't think the Porsche could do. And that's Fatih Kaya up to P6. Thank you to whoever that was who just joined us here tonight. Thank you to everyone who's chatting away in the Twitch chat. Unfortunately, I don't speak German. I would love to be able to. I did start learning a little bit of German, but unfortunately, I can't remember much of it. So if you're trying to talk to me, unfortunately, I haven't got a clue what you're saying. Gap at the front is down to 0.4 of a second. In fact, it's 0.4 of a second between all three of these drivers at the moment. It's 10 seconds for Tyus. It's a drive-through for Chris Mouchard. That will be for track limits on his own. We don't give drive-throughs in these lengths of races, I don't believe, unless it's possibly a lap 1 incident that we've decided to double to a drive-through. Reim Wies has got a 15-second penalty, the number 606 driver. He's going to be disappointed by that, as I would expect. In fact, let's have a little ponder through the penalties and see what's going on, because they'll all be coming out now. There's also been a 20-second for car 808, minor contact with position gained on lap 1. Oh, drive-through for car 11 is for unsportsmanlike behaviour on lap 3. And then the 15-second penalty for car 223 is for not holding brakes after an incident on lap 4. And I think that's all the ones that we've got at the moment. 40 seconds for car 707. That's Gendrini. Significant contact with multiple cars involved on lap 1. That is a race-ending penalty, that one. Here we go. Chris Mouchard side by side now with Stefano Dosso. You would assume Stefano Dosso would get the move done considering he's on the inside, but Chris Mouchard keeps it around the outside. Oh, and almost gets turned. Is he going to hold it? I think he does. That is incredible hold from Chris Mouchard. Incredible skill. And that Ferrari has just been rammed off on purpose by whichever... Who is that? Is that an equipment failure, possibly, for whichever Ferrari, for Porsche that is? I don't even know who that is that's out over there at the moment. What on earth was that? Who was that? Just rammed Stefano Dosso into the hairpin there, and has immediately left the session. What? 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 I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. That was... I mean, that was something. I have a funny feeling it... Was it the 707 car who already had a 40-second penalty? Is the 707 car currently on the grid? Because I think it might have been... The 707, Matthaus has had an issue here. Back going again, but it's down to P24. Is the 707 car still on the grid? I don't think he is. I think that might have been... He was given that penalty and then just floored it. Which is horrific, I think. I've never seen anything like that before. Tristan Dobson being overtaken for P20 by Kevin Pakiri. Here we go. This is really close to the front now between Joe Hammer and Oscar Pratt. Oscar Pratt not able to find a way through, and he's got to watch out because Jasper Weissenberg has got past him in the Racing Team Turkey Ferrari 296. Mitch Stratton ahead of, oh no, Pier Alberto Patacchiola? I feel like that's close. In the M4R Squadra Corse BMW almost hits the back of Mitch Stratton there, coming through the S's and in towards Dunlop Curve. Everyone getting a little bit stacked up here. This could get very silly if someone were to have a little bit of contact here. So let's hope that these guys all manage to keep it clean. That's Kevin Pakiri up to P18, getting ahead of Liucci, who's also been passed by Paul Mancunian in another one of the TOGA Academy cars, the 808 Lamborghini TOGA Racing Academy car. And it's going to be 3 wide back here. It almost was for a second. I think someone backed out. I think it was Dobson that backed out, possibly. Sensible. Because that had large crash written all over it. And Martin Varga possibly looking to get past Aidan Furby here. Meanwhile, I'm trying to work out if Mr. Hayden Sweet would like to come and do some commentary with me. We'll wait and see if Hayden joins. Oh, Jasper Weissenberg close through the exit of turn 2. Not quite close enough into the Suzuka S's. Here we go. This series of iconic corners have inspired so many others. I mean, Circuit of the Americas, Silverstone, Magotan Beckett's, when it was reprofiled, took some inspiration from this section. Really, really iconic set of corners in that first sector. And Martin Varga was looking to get past Aidan Furby, has been passed by Reim Wies, who obviously has a 10-second penalty, so not necessarily going to lose a lot there, as Paul Mancunian has gotten past Kevin Pakiri as well. I'm trying to keep my eye on everything because there's a lot of kind of really close battles. As Thorsten Matthaus has gone off again down to P26, really unfortunate for the BMW driver. That number 180 Austrian Apex Alliance, the other Austrian Apex Alliance car currently leading the race in the hands of Jodok Hammer, but being put under massive pressure from Jasper Weissenberg at the moment. And Wesenberg just not getting the launch out of the final chicane that Yerdok Hammer is able to means that he's not able to mount an attack into turn 1 this time around. And the same thing is happening now with Jasper Wesenberg. He's kind of over pushing, trying to get past Hammer, but he's got to watch out because Oscar Pratt is right there to pounce on any mistakes. Any contact that might slow that 333 car down. Any misjudgment of an apex, anything like that, Oscar Pratt is right there. Just over 20 minutes into the race now. We have got a mandatory pit stop window tonight. And I tell you what, everyone, this has been an absolutely jam-packed race. So, if you have enjoyed everything that you've seen so far and would like to help TOGA be able to continue putting on these brilliant events, then please consider heading over to our website, togamotorsport.com, where you can register to become a member of the TOGA Motorsport League. We've got some brilliant things that you can access through our membership program, and the plans start from as little as £1 a month, guys. £1 a month. I mean, there is nothing else in the world, I don't think, that you can get for £1 a month for that cheap. So please do consider going over and helping out over there. Just some of the benefits that I can list off the top of my head are early access to events if you are a member on or above the silver level. You also get money off of the TOGA Motorsport merch page, no matter what level you are on. I'm just going to check something quickly. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, togamotorsport.co.uk. Head on over there. Prices start, like I said, from as little as £1. You are able to reserve your car number. Obviously, a lot of people drive with car numbers that have personal meaning to them. We can also offer free entry into certain paid events, depending on how much it is to enter. You can get free entry into some of the events. Thank you to whoever that is that has just subbed or joined or something. I can't see the notifications, unfortunately. I hope they're showing up on the stream, although I'm not 100% confident that they are. I'm not sure what's going on with my browser sources, but they don't appear to be working in my favour at the moment, which is somewhat frustrating. But yeah, head on over to togamotorsport.co.uk, where you can find out all about us. And you can also find out about the membership events, the membership program, and all of those wonderful things. They aren't showing on the stream either. Yeah, I don't know why, because they're all there and working. Oh, and that's the leader off. Yerdok Hammer goes off. The pressure from Wesenberg has finally paid off, and Oscar Pratt now going to be looking to follow through as Wesenberg goes to the lead there. But yeah, if you've enjoyed everything that you've seen tonight, please do head over to togamotorsport.co.uk and look at our membership program. You also get extra entries into giveaways that we do and things like that. So there are a lot of benefits. And it's Oscar Pratt up the inside in the number 12 Ferrari as well. Gets the position on Yerdok Hammer, and Hammer down to third. Bas Oberdijk up into 8th, getting past Simone Tegas. That move has been cooking for a little while from Bas Oberdijk in that Mustang. Beautiful V8 Mustang. And Paul Mancunian here, I think, losing a lot of positions down the straight here. Down to P21 for the Lamborghini driver. He's also got 20 seconds of penalties to deal with. In fact, there's been more and more penalties that come through since the last time we looked. Aidan Furby obviously had that 10 already. Oh, and that's Paul Mancunian round on the exit of turn 2 into the barriers. That'll be a little bit of damage to the front end of that Lamborghini. Since the last time we looked at penalties, +5 to Martin Varga, +10 to Mitch Stratton, +10 to Patacchiola, +5 to Stanek. Matausch has got 20. Chris Mouchard picking up a 5-second penalty as well after having served that drive-through from earlier on, I believe. Car 707 removed from the championship. That is for what I thought had happened down at the chicane. I can't even remember who was driving the 707. Clearly someone who wasn't having a great time. There we go. I think that covers all the penalties that we've had come in since I last looked. In this little midfield battle at the moment, Kevin Pekiri in that beautiful TOGA Racing Academy McLaren number 58 car, looking to get past Nico Liucci. I think it's Nico. Am I right? It's Nick. I was very, very close. I'll take that. But now Kevin having to go on the defence after getting it wrong through 130R. But not letting Somov get through this time. McLaren versus McLaren, although Somov has had a better exit. Kevin Pekiri getting a little bit wiggly, getting over the right hand side of the curb, coming out of the final chicane, which is a massive killer, that bump, as everyone knows. And unfortunately that is position lost for Kevin Pekiri from attack into defence, unfortunately for him, as multiple drivers are now in for their pits. I think those two cars might have come in for their pit stop too early. I don't think either of them were in when they should have been, as Yerdok Hammer is now looking to get back past Oscar Pratt, and this is bringing Alessandro Panatti into this battle as well. A three-way battle for what is at the moment the last two spots on the podium. Yerdok Hammer, a leader early on, ever since Stefano Dosso had that incident coming through 130R on lap, what must have been 3, maybe 4. Can't have been that early on, probably 3 or 4. Led for the next kind of 15, about half an hour, 25 minutes in the lead. And now here is fallen down 2 positions already, looking to stay on the podium, but the Porsche of Alessandro Panatti is looking very, very good right now when he doesn't get sideways out of the chicane like he has done there. And Wesenberg is into the pits. The leader pulls the pin a little bit early, you could say. Done slightly less than half the race, so he's going to have a slightly longer second stint. But maybe Wesenberg is thinking he's going to be able to come out in clean air. I don't know. We'll go and check on him again later on. But that means that Oscar Pratt is now leading, and is our 4th different leader of the night. And here we go. Wesenberg is out of the pit and is in clean air. Possibly a brilliant strategy here from Jasper Wesenberg. He's come out in 12 seconds of clean air. No battles to worry about. Oscar Pratt obviously still in clean air as well. But having the benefit of clean air to warm up your tyres is going to be massive for Jasper Wesenberg. Is Oscar Pratt going to be in the pits this time in the Yes 12 Ferrari? We'll wait and see. Does he come to the pit lane? He's not setting up like he's going to, and he doesn't. I think the top three all continue on. Indeed they do. Probably going to be in at the end of next lap, at the end of this lap that they're just starting, to split the race pretty much perfectly in half. Oh, Oscar Pratt may be getting passed by Yardok Hammer. Not that time. I don't know what happened there with Oscar Pratt. He just suddenly lost. Looked like he did he just get a little bit sideways through the left hand out of Dunlop curve. I didn't see because I was checking Discord to see if any other penalties had come through, so I wasn't actually looking directly at my screen when it happened. But this fighting isn't going to help any of these guys if they want to try and get closer to Jasper Wezenberg, who still has 10 seconds of clean air to the next car. I mean, that is a lot of time. I'm expecting for these guys to come in this lap, split the race pretty much perfectly in half, 32.5 minutes for a 65-minute race. Are they in? Oscar Pratt does come in. Alessandro Panatti follows him in and has a better entry as well. That could be crucial. Yardok Hammer goes round again. So does Fatih Kaya, who is possibly closing in on this podium battle through the pit cycles here. Question now. Alessandro Panatti is out ahead of Oscar Pratt. That is huge. That is, what, P3 on track at the moment, but it's actually, I think it's going to be P2 possibly. 3.2 seconds behind Jasper Wezenberg. A gap that has opened through the pit cycle there. Yardok Hammer is going to be in this time. Where is the leader? Just coming through the spoon curve, and Fatih Kaya is closing in massively on Yardok Hammer at the moment. The gap has come down from about 2.5 seconds at the start of the lap to kind of 1.9-ish, as I think that is that the number 11 car of Chris Mouchard getting turned at the hairpin. Indeed it is. Lots of front end damage for that McLaren. I expect he'll be in the pit lane yet again to get that fixed up. Tegas possibly looking to get past Gabriel Schmidt, or is it Gabriel Schmidt that's just gotten past Simone Tegas and I've missed that? I think it might be the other way around. As into the pit lane, Yardok Hammer and Fatih Kaya. So now the question is, it's not about where these guys come out in relation to Jasper Wezenberg. It's about where they come out in relation to Alessandro Panatti and Oscar Pratt, who currently run P6 and P7. Here's Jasper Wezenberg coming down the back straight. Simone Tegas is really right there with Gabriel Schmidt. Here's Jasper Wesenberg now coming through the final chicane. He is going to be well ahead of the two currently in the pit lane. It's all now about where they are in relation to Alessandro Panatti. Fatikea is out, so is Yodok Hammer. I think they're both out ahead of... Are they both out ahead? No. Fatikea is though. Fatikea is P2. Got ahead of Yodok Hammer and got ahead of Alessandro Panatti as well. Panatti himself got ahead of Yodok Hammer, but has ended up P3. Only gained one position through the pit cycle there. I know it doesn't say that he's P3. Yodok Hammer's got a drive-through. A drive-through for Yodok Hammer. That is possibly for speeding in the pit lane. But that is going to promote Fatikea. Sorry, no, it's going to promote Oscar Pratt up to P4. As they fight anyway. Porsche goes off track. Now the question is, can Fatikea drag that Porsche to Jasper Wesenberg, who has been pretty much untouchable this race since he got in the lead? So Yodok Hammer, I expect, will be in the pit lane this lap to serve that drive-through penalty that he's picked up. That will be for track limits. Unlike Chris Mouchard's at the start of the race. Chris, if the drive-through that you got at the start of the race was a given penalty, so the reasoning for it is in the Discord, in the Ricky Wednesday Season 11 Outcomes channel. And a battle emerging here. Yodok Hammer is in the pit lane for his drive-through, and he's going to come out quite a long way down, possibly about P10, P11, probably P11, just ahead of Matt Picorni, but possibly not even ahead of Matt. I don't think it is going to be ahead of Matt. It's not going to be ahead of Matt. Oh, possibly, maybe. Yeah, it will be. Just. It's going to be close, though. Matt Picorni. You can hear the Lambo engine coming from behind. Here we go. Simone Tegas has gotten past Gabriel Schmidt in amongst all of that. And now Nikolay Horkov looking to get past as well. We will wait and see whether anything comes from that. Kevin Pikiri possibly looking to get past Thomas Stanek here. Although we're going to jump to the front. Oscar Pratt only a 10th behind Alessandro Panatti. Does he go for it into turn 1? No, he doesn't. Oh, he hits the Porsche. Panatti keeps the position. There you are. Fatih Kaya will be grateful for that little push because it's just opened up that gap a little bit more, almost a second between P2 and P3 right now, which would allow Fatih not to have to worry about that 777 of Alessandro Panatti. Malipard has gotten past Tyres for P9 in the meantime, although he's immediately repassed, and they're both in the wall. Malipard massively in the wall. Through the S's there. Tyres driving off. And keeping P9. Tyres already with a drive-through penalty. And Alessandro Panatti is over a second behind Fatih Kaya. That is possibly going to prove crucial with less than 24 minutes now remaining on the clock. Will that be all that Fatih Kaya needs to do now to secure P2 and possibly even start chasing after P1? And Chris Mouchard now in between these drivers as well. And I think Fatih Kaya might just take a little bit of time out of Jasper Wesenberg this lap. Not necessarily a lot, but I think it might be some. Indeed it is. 4/10 out of the lead of that lap, as Gjerdok Hammer and Malipard have both dropped behind Matt Picorni now. Has there been a coming together there between Malipard and Hammer? I think there has been. Let's check in on the old sheet, so shall we see what's going on? Yep, still plenty of incidents. And it's Tyres in the pit lane serving the drive-through, which puts Matt Picorni up to 9th, Gjerdok Hammer up to 10th. As Oscar Pratt is still hunting for that final podium position. Lots of lap traffic into play here though. Chris Mouchard should really be letting that position go, and he does. The number 86 car is round at turn 1. That's Martin Varga. Oh, that's a difficult position to be turned in. He's rejoined safely though. Held his brakes, but down to P17. Disappointing for him. As Gjerdok Hammer closes in on Matt Picorni. Currently in P10, Gjerdok Hammer did lead this race for about, what, 20 minutes. After Stefano Dosso had the issue. 55 back to P7. Yeah, Gabriel Schmidt back to P7. Decent race from him so far. Can't remember where he started. Matt Picorni defending from Gjerdok Hammer. He's conscious that that Porsche probably has a top-end advantage and an acceleration advantage. However, Gjerdok Hammer getting into the gravel there, that's not going to help him at all. Going to give Matt Picorni just some breathing room for the next few corners at least. Gabriel Schmidt now possibly looking to get past Simone Tegas, but actually he's going to be overtaken by Nikolai Horkov, who is then going to go and hunt. And it's... oh, he almost went 3 wide there, but not quite. Nikolai Horkov looking to get ahead of Simone Tegas as well, but Tegas has that inside line into turn 1 and turn 2. Gabriel Schmidt now having the inside line against Nikolai Horkov. Is it going to be back to P7 for Gabriel Schmidt? I think it will be. Yes, it will. Brilliant, brilliant fighting between these three here as Gabriel Schmidt looks to get back past Simone Tegas, back into P6, where he was just earlier on in this race. Oh, Bas Overdyke setting a new fastest lap of the race. Very, very interesting indeed. A 2-minute .635. That is very, very, very quick around here from the man in the Mustang. It's like a Man in the Mirror remix. I won't start singing, don't worry. Although anyone that knows me knows that it's very tempting for me to do so, but I won't. And Fatih Kaya has Alessandro Panatti back within a second, just about, although that gap is very, very much on the edge. Into the last 20 minutes, are we going to now have a fight back on for P2? I don't know if we will. There it is, the Porsche, the green Porsche rear end of Fatih Kaya. Then Alessandro Panatti in that all black car whose livery hasn't loaded. And then Oscar Pratt in the number 12 Ferrari. All somewhat closing back in on each other. There we go, there's the 9/10ths from Alessandro Panatti. And that means he will be getting at least some sort of slipstream down this front straight. It's not going to be a lot, but some is better than none. Although the gap immediately back to over a second. It's just how tight it is in terms of whether you're within a second or not within a second. And they've got to watch out because Bas Overdijk is setting very fast lap times just behind Oscar Pratt. That gap is coming down all the time. Last lap, Bas Overdijk was 5/10ths faster than Fatih Kaya. And that's Oscar Pratt through on Alessandro Panatti. Does Panatti maybe think that Oscar Pratt has a better chance of getting to Fatih Kaya? Because that seemed very much like Panatti just left the door open. I don't think there was any contact or anything. But Oscar Pratt not able to make any ground either. And Bas Overdijk gaining 1.3 seconds so far this lap towards Alessandro Panatti. Although he loses a little bit into the braking zone. That Mustang is going to be on the back of that battle for the final podium position before too much longer. This final 10 minutes could get very, very intense depending on how quickly he can get there. Oh! That's Simone Tegas around. Gabriel Schmidt gains the position. He's now got to watch out for Nikolai Horkov, who's possibly got a better exit. And I think, has Tegas just returned to pits? No. What's going on there? Oh, Mitch Stratton just lagged a little bit, and it jumped him up a whole bunch of positions on my race control. Don't worry about that, everyone. So Bas Overdijk, 6/10ths faster than Oscar Pratt last lap, 5/10ths faster than Fatih Kaya last lap, 9/10ths faster than the leader last lap. Bas Overdijk is the fastest man on track by quite a way at the moment, but is he going to be able to close all of these gaps in the last 16 minutes of the race? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to, because it's only going to be probably 7 more laps after this, and the gaps at the moment are totaling to about 8 seconds to the leader, so he'd need to be making over a second a lap, and he's almost there. He's almost there at the moment, but not quite. And Nikolai Horkov has gotten past Gabriel Schmidt out of the hairpin into the spoon curve. Position made, and Gabriel Schmidt drops back down to P7. Was P6, momentarily P8, P7 seems to be the resting place for Gabriel Schmidt in that 55 Lamborghini at the moment. As Alessandro Panatti is right on the back of Oscar Pratt. These guys have got to realise that just trading positions constantly is not the way for them to gain time on anyone. as Bas Overdijk gets past Chris Mouchard. Lapped car. Gap is down to 3.2 seconds now to Alessandro Panatti. Again, Bas Overdijk 7/10 of a second faster than Oscar Pratt last lap. A second faster than Fatih Akea. And 6/10 of a second faster than Jasper Weitenberg. This one really could come down to the line. Also looking for a final move is Tyne Malapard. Looking to get into the top 10 before this race finishes. Has got Yerdok Mas to get past. Yerdok Mas, that's not his name. Yerdok Hammer. You can tell that I've been doing you can tell that I've been doing F1 quizzes all day, because I said Yerdok and it sounded like Jochen, so I just went straight to Mas, as in Jochen Mas, but oh well. And Matt Picorni looking to hold out for what I believe would possibly be the class win. Sorry, thank you to whoever that is that's just subscribed or followed on either platform. I can't see who it is because I haven't got, my notifications aren't working. I don't know why that is. I need to go into my OBS and tweak them and get them working again, because it's annoying me just as much as it's annoying all of you, I promise. But thank you very much for the support. Mitch Stratton possibly looking to get past Aidan Furby in that number 44 Ferrari, but not as it stands. And Mitch Stratton does get past into the hairpin. Lap traffic plays a little bit... Oh no, that's not lap traffic, that's Nick Liucci. My bad. I will be quiet. As Yerdok Hammer is right behind Matt Picorni now. Matt Picorni defensive into the chicane here. Porsche gets a good exit, and it has got good top end speed. Matt Picorni is going to have to watch out here. He keeps it in the middle of the track. Lets Yerdok Hammer go to the inside. Keeps it tight. Ow! Off the curb for Yerdok Hammer. Spins both of them out. Matt Picorni gets moving again first. Yerdok Hammer sits and waits to get a decent rejoin position. Matt Picorni still in the top 10, but loses a position as Tyne Malapard gains 2. A big hit on the inside of Matt Picorni's car there as the 911 car bounced off the curbing. Bas Overdijk can now really see those cars that he's trying to close down on. Just over 11 minutes left for him to try and get onto the podium. There is enough time, but that gap has not been coming down as much as he really needs it to be. He needs it to be, I mean, probably 8/10 a lap at the moment to get in there. But it's only kind of 3 or 4. Which isn't going to be enough as of right now. That'll only get him in right as the race is going to end. What's happened to Fatih Akea? Oscar Pratt getting past Fatih Akea, who's on an invalid lap, has had an issue here, has gone off somewhere. I've missed that. Fatih Akea down to 3rd, Oscar Pratt up to 2nd, and the podium battle is back on. And Bas Overdijk is almost there. He is very close, 2 seconds behind now if these guys start scrapping a little bit more, Bas Overdijk is going to be right there, and it is going to be a 4-car battle for the final 2 podium positions as we move into the last 10 minutes of this race. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be pretty high intensity all the way through to the end. In fact, I've just sat up in my seat. 1.6 seconds Bas Overdijk is now behind Alessandro Panatti. .5. Fatih Kaya looking to get back into that second place that he occupied for the majority of this race after the pit stop sequence. Oscar Pratt a little bit deep at the chicane. Is that going to give Fatih Kaya an opening down the front straight? I think it will. Only a 10th. The Ferrari doesn't have the straight line speed to go toe for toe with that Porsche. Fatih Kaya to the outside, Oscar Pratt on the inside, coming down the front straight. Oscar Pratt will probably hold this one on the inside. Indeed he does. Fatih Kaya looks for the cut back into the apex of turn 2. Nothing happening there. Got to watch out for Alessandro Panatti. Can't quite get his nose in there, but he was almost. And all of this is helping Bas Overdijk close that gap. 1.3 seconds now. The more that these guys fight, the more that they force each other onto unideal racing lines, the more that they have to check up to avoid each other. All of that is benefiting that 93 Mustang, currently lurking in 4th position, just waiting. Closing the gap. It's a second now. Bas Overdijk is going to join this party. With just under 8 minutes to go. I think it's going to be 4 more laps after this one, possibly 3 more laps after this one. 4? I think 4. And Bas Overdijk is almost within a second here. They've got to watch out lap traffic. This could make all the difference how they deal with this lap traffic. Hopefully the lap traffic will kind of get out of the way as they come down this back straight here. But I don't know if he will. That Aston Martin. Fatih Kaya gets a better exit out of Spoon Curve than Oscar Pratt. I don't think it's going to be enough for a move into 130R. It's not going to be, but it might be enough for a glance. Just a quick check on the inside into the chicane. It's to the outside at the chicane for Fatih Kaya. A little bit of wheel banging there, but nothing too much. Around the outside, Oscar Pratt is going to keep that position. Indeed he does. Fatih Kaya now under pressure from Alessandro Panatti. Is that going to be a move from Alessandro Panatti? He's forced to the outside. Oscar Pratt giving the toe to Alessandro Panatti. A choice there to try and get him ahead of Fatih Kaya, which he has done. And Bas Overdijk into P4 ahead of Fatih Kaya. Still 4 drivers fighting tooth and nail for these final 2 podium positions here. 6.5 minutes to go. The leader is out. The leader is gone. 6 seconds ahead. Unless Jasper Vosenberg does anything majorly wrong in the next 6 minutes and 15 seconds, this race is all his. Can Bas Overdijk get onto the podium here? Started in P22, Bas Overdijk. And is currently on a run that would put him onto the podium positions in this race. That would be an insane comeback drive from that BB Racing Mustang number 93 driver. But can he get there? That Mustang has been performing well in his hands all race. Fatih Kaya not able to keep it with the rest of the pack. Possibly a bit of damage, possibly the tyres going off in that number 99 Porsche, but he has already dropped 2.3 seconds back, 2.4, whereas Bas Overdijk is right with this group. That Mustang is incredible in a straight line. With the benefit of the toe, it's even better. And if Alessandro Panatti and Oscar Pratt fight like they are at the moment, forcing each other onto slower racing lines, Bas Overdijk is going to be right there to join the party. Fatih Kaya cutting the chicane, gaining time. Here we go. It's a train down towards turn 1. Ferrari, Porsche, Mustang. 2 places on the podium. Still under contention here. Fatih Kaya is back within a second again, with a little bit of help from making the final chicane optional. Alessandro Panatti right on the back of Oscar Pratt. It's back to a 4-car battle. Will we see what we saw earlier on? 2 cars battling. Ends up with multiple cars gaining positions as they slow each other down. Bas Overdijk right on the tail of that Porsche coming out of Spoon Curve. We know how good this Mustang is in a straight line, but the Porsche is not slow in a straight line either. Look at how the Mustang pulls. Oh my days. Not quite enough, loses time through 130R as the relative lack of aero on that Mustang kicks in. 4 cars, the front 2 on the podium, the back 2 looking to get on the podium. And less than 3 minutes left to go here. It's going to be this lap and 1 more. Jasper Wezenberg onto the penultimate lap, the leader by currently about 8 seconds. Alessandro Panatti up the inside into the second corner. He's there. Gets left room by Oscar Pratt, but can't make that move happen. Bas Overdijk now sniffing. Is he going to be able to find his way past that Porsche? Don't think he is. It's going to be 1 more lap after this one. Either of these podium positions going to change before the end, before we see the checkered flag. And I tell you what, this has been a proper contest at the front. Fatih Kaya still struggling to keep the pace within a second, but just not really able to compete with the pace that these guys are doing at the moment. As both Bas Overdijk and Alessandro Panatti run a little bit deep into Spoon Curve. However, that Mustang has got a brilliant exit compared to the Porsche of Alessandro Panatti, who is going to be a sitting duck without slipstream from Oscar Pratt. Bas Overdijk gets the slipstream from the Ferrari, and it's Bas Overdijk onto the podium from P22 on the grid into P3 for Bas Overdijk. Brilliant move around the outside coming up to 130R. He's now going to have to watch out though. Can that Porsche mount an attack down towards turn 1 and try and get that position back? I don't think he'll be able to. The leader starts the final lap. It's Jasper Wezenberg taking the white flag here at Suzuka in beautiful, beautiful Japan. Bas Overdijk, will he be able to get to Oscar Pratt? Is there 1 more move in the tank for that Mustang man? I don't know if there is. Eight seconds. Jasper Wezenberg leads this race by. Been absolutely brilliant since getting into the lead after overtaking Yerdok Hammer towards the end of that first stint. lapped cars coming up for the podium duo, 4th and 5th. Could this be the final twist in this extremely long tail of events that has happened here tonight at Suzuka? Bas Overdijk fakes to the inside, trying to put off Oscar Pratt, but the Ferrari number 12 is wise to it, takes no notice. Down the back straight towards 130R, is this Aston Martin going to get out of the way? It kind of half looks like he is. Does he lift off enough for both cars to get by? I don't think he's going to. He does in the end. Is there one more move in this for Bas Overdijk? It would need to be a massive lunge into the final chicane. I think he's wiser than that. He thinks about it. He's going for it. Bas Overdijk gets his nose alongside into the final chicane. Does he have the exit? Fatih Kaya goes for a mental move up the inside of Alessandro Panatti to get to P4. Jasper Wezenberg takes the flag. Can he get there? I don't think Bas Overdijk can get there. It's going to be almost a dead heat across the line. It's Oscar Pratt in second. Bas Overdijk finishing .047 behind him. That is incredibly close. Fatih Kaya finishes P4 with Alessandro Panatti in P5. There's going to be some deliberation about that move at the final chicane after the race finishes. It's going to be Nikolai Hurkov in the number 100 Ferrari finishing P4, followed by Gabriel Schmidt in the number 55 CRF Racing Team Lamborghini in P7. Simone Tegas, a bit of an up and down race for the TS Motorsport number 23 Ferrari driver, followed by Tyne Malipard, involved in all sorts of incidents throughout the race, finishing P9 in the end. Not a bad result for the number 34 car there. Matt Picorni, the highest, I believe, of the rookie class drivers, is going to finish in 10th. The number 450 Toga Racing Academy driver. Very, very proud of him. A good result, undoubtedly. It's then going to be Konstantin Somov finishing P11 as Jochen Hammer's penalty drops him down the order. It's then going to be Mitch Stratton to finish in P12. Oh, this is all going wrong now. All the numbers are wrong. P13, I think. Aidan Furby finishing P14. Here we go. Now I'm on the right track again. Nick Liucci is finishing P15. Ignore what it's saying on my stream. Martin Varga is going to finish P16 in the end, I believe. Or is it P14? I don't know. Anyway, then it was Tristan Dobson, then Thomas Stanek is going to cross the line. No, this is all wrong. I don't know where anyone is anymore. Right, okay, we're just going to leave that. You got like most of the cars, and then it all started doing weird things when people started leaving the server, which is a wonderful effect that that ACC has. God, what a race. That was very, very busy. Let's see if anyone is looking for an interview tonight. I will copy the link to the chat and we will drop it in to the Rookie Wednesday chat and see if anyone comes to join us for an interview tonight. What a brilliant race. I mean, the fighting at the front was absolutely brilliant. Chaos off the start, I've got to admit. And the first man waiting for an interview, which I'm not particularly surprised by, is our very own Matt Picorni, the Toga Racing Academy driver, finishing in the top 10. Very, very, very good result for you here tonight.
Yeah, very good considering I was punching bag of the night. Like, man, it was difficult. I was being so careful in the first laps and then I just got hit into the rear. And if you saw in lap 1, someone just going straight in the hairpin, that was me. I got hit in the back.
No, I didn't see that. I think I was watching. I think I was still watching up the front at that point.
Oh, yeah, I was quite in the back, so difficult race, but a good result. I think I'm like P6 or P7 in the class, which is not that bad, considering I was like P25 after first lap.
No, that is not bad at all.
But yeah, a very good race. I enjoyed it. Some people had questionable moves.
Yes,
At
yeah.
questionable times.
Yes,
Like,
considering the chat that the staff team and stewarding team had with you guys before the race, there was
no one
still
listened, I
quite a
think.
few penalties. Yeah, still quite a few penalties, which is disappointing to see.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
getting
I have.
less,
Oh,
but
I
it's
have
getting
to
less,
say
but not by
thank you
much.
to the. I have to say thank you to the blue flaggers because they were mostly very well behaved and maybe more behaved than the
Yeah,
guys I was racing. So thank you to, I think, Greasel, 72 BMW. He was always very nice to let us go.
yeah,
So yeah, it's it's a shame, but to come back to P10 is still very good.
yeah. Absolutely, a really really good result for you. Obviously, P10, P10, kind of inside that top 10 is generally the aim for you. I believe. So yeah, to get in there, especially with some of the contact that you had throughout the race and having to avoid all of the chaos slash be involved in the chaos in turn one, um, was yeah, really really good to see.
I hope you had the camera on me for a while at least.
There were some bits when you were fighting with Yerdok Hammer for a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
laps. The camera was on you. It caught
let's
the incident at turn one as well.
Well, thank you,
Yeah, you're welcome.
as always. All right, have a good night.
Yeah, you too, mate. I hope
Bye,
to speak
chat.
to you again next week. And now we're going to bring in Raid, whose real name I don't
Hello.
actually know. I've never learnt Raid's real name, but I've known him for a few years. Where did you end up finishing in the end, Raid?
Uh, I think I'm P4 in class.
P4 in...
I'm not sure.
Do you know where you were overall?
P9, I think. So
P9.
like mid pack.
P9. See, the problem is now I'm trying to like scan back through my head and try and remember what your actual name is from the results, but I
Nine.
can't remember. Oh! Tyne Malipard.
Yes.
Oh,
me.
damn. There we go. That makes a lot of sense. Wow, I tell you what, you were featured plenty on the stream. I was talking about you
Oh
all the
yes.
time. There's loads
I'm
of
gonna
Tyne
look back.
Malipard content on the stream. So,
Nice. Finally.
yeah,
I
overall,
have two.
not a bad race for you in the end. Then there was a couple of incidents you were involved in. I think I caught the tail end of a couple of incidents you were involved in the on the stream as well. But P9
Mhm.
overall, a really good result here.
Yeah, Suzuka was much better. I'm kind of sad that the two incidents happened, but it is what it is. So it's a way better improvement from Kialami because I couldn't race in Nuremberg because my wheel died. But
Oof.
do you know what the last race is?
The last
No clue
race.
out of my head.
Let me find
Maybe you
out.
don't.
I'll hop onto the SimGrid page and find it for you.
Yeah, I could have done that myself, I guess.
Ah, it's fine. I always like to talk about the upcoming races we've got anyway, so it's good for me to find out now so that I don't have to do this awkward pause bit later on in the stream.
Yeah, right.
Where on earth is Rookie Wednesday Season 11 gone?
Races. I'm there before you, man. Oh, it's the Dong. No, Silverstone. Silverstone.
Silverstone? Yeah.
Yes. Double point Silverstone.
Yeah, it is indeed. Double point Silverstone. Yeah. A race. Do you think you'll be good at Silverstone? One of your better tracks.
No, looking at Kialami, which also has kind of a lot of flowing like what do you call it, corners. It's not really my favorite track, but I'll just do my best. We'll see what it be. At least F1 games gave me some track knowledge, so hopefully I can put
Yeah.
it in on this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, P9, a really really good result overall in what is only your second race here at TOGA Motorsport, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, really
This
really strong
week,
result.
you know.
Well,
So,
I hope.
that's,
No, don't worry. I hope that you have a good race next time out at Silverstone in the championship finale, and I hope that I'll be talking to you again in the comms box after the race next week. Have a good one, mate.
yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, good to speak to you. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be everything here tonight from TOGA Motorsport. Thank you all so much for joining me. I mean, come on. What a crazy race. From the contact to the brilliant, brilliant racing at the front end towards the final kind of 15 minutes of the race. Strategy came into play as well. Jasper Wezenberg making a brilliant early pit stop, and then Fatih Kaya jumping up to P2, jumping 3 cars through the pit lane cycle, and then ending up in P4 at the end, possibly P5 depending on whether there's a penalty for that late race contact. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Make sure to join me again here next Wednesday for the final round of the Rookie Wednesday season. We're heading to Silverstone. Brilliant, brilliant track, the home of UK motorsports. But also make sure to join us here again on Friday night for the continuation of the World Tour Season 4, as they are going to be going to... They're going to be going to the Circuit of the Americas on Friday night for the final round of that championship as well. COTA, what a brilliant track down in Austin. We will be live again at about, I think it's about 7:30 again on our Twitch and YouTube channels. Indeed it is 7:30, and it's going to be the big man himself, Hayden Sweet, the owner of TOGA Motorsports, is going to be taking you through the commentary for that one on Friday night. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your night.